I'm all looking around. Good morning, everybody. Hello, November. Welcome to Keto for Real Life People. I hope this isn't lagging too much. I don't know what the deal is this morning. It's Monday. Yay! So, y'all. So I talked with everybody last week, and I got to remember not to look at that camera thing. Um, Anyways, I talked to everybody last week, YouTube, Facebook, and we talked about holiday strategies for the holidays, losing weight or not gaining weight. Talked about different ways we could do this. So I shared with everybody a clean eating meal plan that I put together. Good morning. Yes, it sure is Monday. And I posted it on Facebook. I posted it in group. I posted it on YouTube. And I want to see how many people are going to be eating clean now that the Halloween weekend is over. Did you have fun? Did you hang out? I had a blast. I got to hang out with my family. I got to hang out with my grandbabies. They were so sweet. They were like my own little sweet treats, my grandbabies were. And then I hung out with my in-laws, and then we went home and watched movies. And then I took all my Halloween decorations down yesterday. So yay. Good morning, Miss Angie. Aw, look at it. She's got her bone broth simmering. Yes, look right behind my shoulder right over here. Look, there's my bone broth. And I'm probably going to make another batch because I made a batch yesterday and it's so tasty. And I got 2 full quarts and a pint. And then there was I'm probably enough to do a half a pint, but I just drank it because it was so delicious. Yes, grandkids are the best, the best. So anyway, I'm dead serious, y'all, about having a good plan for going through the rest of November and December. The more and more I've thought about it, I was like, you know what? Yes. I always tell everybody, right? You hear me say this over and over and over again. To eat clean 5 or 6 days a week. Enjoy your keto weekend. And when I say that, because somebody had posted, I think it was on YouTube, had said, hey, I'm confused. You're talking about dirty keto, lazy keto, then you're talking about eating clean and then keto foods on the weekend. Could you just explain that? So I thought I would take a minute to explain myself and hopefully clear up a few things for folks. And good morning. I see everybody's popping in here today. So we'll get to the questions in a little bit. I want to talk about this real quick. Let's see here. And I'm just going to let some ticker stuff running around right now. And we're going to put this here. So, clean keto refers to traditional keto diet, which is meant to get your body burning fat as its main fuel source instead of carbs. This eating pattern consists of whole, minimally processed foods. Now, there's your key right there. Minimally processed foods. So, we're talking meats, your chicken, poultry, beef, pork, whatever, just whole fish. We want to keep our poultry as clean as possible. It does not include, when I'm talking about whole minimally processed foods, what would not be in that category. And I'm going to be bacon, although it's not as processed, and I am allowing that, and I'll get to it. But things like your deli meats, your summer sausages, your pepperonis, your salamis, your hot dogs, your hot links, your kielbasa, Polish sausages. These types of foods have been more than processed, and they have a lot of additives in them, which, can cause inflammation, cause water retention, cause a stall on your weight loss. So they aren't as good. It's not that you can't have them, all right? It's not that you can't, but they shouldn't be your main source of protein. I look at do what you can afford, but know the difference from a chicken breast or a pork chop or a steak or a pot roast or even just ground beef, and know that that is minimally processed whole food, and you should make that your first choice over your processed meats and your processed foods. Okay, does that make sense? Here I am using that, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's what we're talking about when we're saying clean eating. Um, Now, this is, you can say lazy keto, dirty keto. I'm gonna push that off because I'm not gonna say this is lazy, dirty keto. I'm still using allowed foods on the keto list, but now I'm gonna start processing them and making things like using almond flour and maybe some approved sweetener, and I'm gonna add an egg, and I'm gonna add some heavy cream, and I'm gonna whip up some keto pancakes. They're going to be delicious. That is not dirty keto. That is not lazy keto. That is just taking your keto and making it to the next level. And then you're going to put some like sugar-free syrup on top of those keto pancakes. I always give an example. If you were a college student, you could get by with probably eating pizza every single day of your life. You're like, grab it, eat it, go. And you wouldn't pay for it for quite a while. But as an adult, our tastes are more refined. We know that it's not good for us to eat pizza every day of our life, or else we are going to, probably gain weight behind it. Same thing with your kids and your trick-or-treating and the Halloween candy. Yes, it's all right to indulge a little bit on Halloween night, but you're not going to let your kids eat buckets of candy every day, right? Moderation. That's our key word, you guys, moderation. So when it comes to things like keto puddings, keto desserts, keto sweets, keto pancakes, keto pizza, I look at those as something to enjoy on the weekends. I don't necessarily want them every day, because when I eat too much almond flour, which is high in PUFAs, which is a saturated type of fatty acid that will and can cause inflammation in your body, you want to enjoy it every now and then, but you don't want to just start eating it every day. And then you have to stop and think, how many almonds are you eating in a cup of almond flour? So you make keto pancakes, and you've eaten them all up, and you're constantly eating in the flours and the lupin flour, the coconut flour, all this sort of stuff. You might notice that you're stalled and your weight's not going. So enjoy those. Enjoy them. I enjoy keto pizza. I love my waffles. I like my nutritional yeast bread. I enjoy fat bombs. I enjoy making keto ice cream, all kinds of fun keto foods. But again, we shouldn't be eating them 365 days a year. We should just kind of, I feel like, enjoy them on the weekends. Enjoy them once or twice a week, or whatever it is that you like to do. To me, that is what I call a lazy keto. I guess that's, in my mind, I call that lazy keto, where you're just eating those convenience stuff. Now, you can get off plan a little bit, when you're eating processed stuff. Say you're buying bags of Quest chips. That's dirty keto, because not every single ingredient in that product is 100% keto. I mean, talking 100% clean keto. Quest chips, high key cereal, all of those type of things, these different products that you're going to buy. You can buy Tasty Cakes or whatever brand it happens to be of processed junk. 9 times out of 10, guys, that's going to be dirty keto, because they're going to have like tapioca starch in there, or maybe some oils, palm kernel oil. They just they almost are clean, but they're not quite. That's dirty keto. That's how I break it down, because there's just so many ways to look at it. Again, I wouldn't run around, eating keto cereal and then having keto chips and then buying low carb keto bread. And you know what I mean? That's dirty keto, and that can also affect your whole journey in the keto lifestyle. Maybe it's not affecting your weight loss at this point, and that's fine. I'm not judging, and I'm not a keto police person. What I'm just saying is, if you're focusing right now on clean eating, these are the ways to break it down and know that what you should and should not be eating. So I want to put forth this plan for myself, and it's part of my keto journey, which I always share with you guys how I'm doing it. And so I am going to be eating minimally processed foods this week. I have some rules for myself. I am looking to, I want to limit or avoid sweeteners, dairies, syrups, and processed meats. And I have this set for 1 week because I was thinking, hey, after a weekend of indulging in s'mores and keto pizza this week, and oh my gosh, you guys, I had one bite of my s'mores left. I was in there just taking another bite and another bite, and I had made fat bombs. I mean, yeah, just really enjoying it. And I had one bite left, and I was like, I finally threw it in the trash. So yesterday was good for me because I was like, okay, get your bone broth made up, get ready. You're going to be going into the week. You're going to start this plan, and you're going to just eat clean for the week. And for me, it's just about health benefits. I cannot and will not think about weight loss at this point because it's just stressful to me. And stress can keep you from losing weight. So I'm just trying to take the path of clean eating. And then the more I thought about it last night, this morning, I'm like, then my daughter Elizabeth comes over and she's like, we're just going to take it all the way up to Thanksgiving. And I was like, you know what? You're right. So I'm just we should be already 5 or 6 days a week, but just to push it to eat as clean as I possibly can and get my good habits back, and then prepare for Thanksgiving and enjoy the holiday and just totally enjoy it. And then back to clean eating, and then through Christmas. So I am going to show y'all this right here. It is the clean eating strategy. Eat as clean as possible in between the holidays to minimize weight gain and maybe even lose a few pounds. So I'm going to take a few comments, or just going to see here. Susan says, I'm eating clean. Hi, Nancy. Good morning, Tina and Sissy and Missy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Georgetta says, how do you make your bone broth? I'm ready to make today. Anybody has a recipe for the Instant Pot? Okay, so I always make chicken bone broth in my Instant Pot. And hopefully whatever type of chicken you're using is, if you've got carcasses left over, say you made, a whole chicken, or you've went and bought rotisserie chickens, I keep my carcasses. I put them in a Ziploc bag. If I don't have any of that sort of stuff, I do go down and I'll just buy cheap thigh leg hindquarters in the bag. I've got them at Aldi's. I've bought them at Walmart. No, I don't have a lot of grass-fed, organic, homegrown stuff. I buy what I can afford. You can take that chicken and just pop it in the oven. Season it up any way you want to. Once it comes out of the oven, you can keep the meat and then take those cooked bones and toss them all in your pot. You don't have to, but it's a smart thing to do because you can keep that meat and eat it as is, or you can just, make chicken salad or whatever you would do with diced cooked chicken. And then just throw the bones and the cartilage and all that stuff into your pot. So what I do normally, guys, is your pot's about yay big, okay? So I fill mine up with chicken all the way, probably 2/3 of the way full. If it's thighs or whatever, I fill it up 2/3 of the way full. I usually end up with a little over 2 quarts of water. I fill it to the max line. I generously salt mine because I already want my broth seasoned to the way I normally would if I'm cooking. It just makes it easier. I pop it in there. You can add your pepper. You can add a little thyme or a titch, like more, 1/4 of a teaspoon poultry seasoning if you like. You can add ginger, a little bit of ginger if you like. You can add a little bit of turmeric if you like, because that just enhances the flavor and the color. And then it gives you some good healing stuff in your broth. I set my pot to 90 minutes and walk away. And I always get really dense, jiggly bone broth. I haven't even tested this yet. I mean, it's just sitting right here, y'all. Ugh, let me see here. Oh, let me see right here. This is, I can see that it looks like it's got a little jiggle to it. So let me see here. Ah! Yes, it does. It has a little jiggle to it. It's Jello. So it's cold. It's delicious. So delicious. I'm getting hungry, by the way. It's 11 o'clock, so that's right on time. Around 11 o'clock, I start getting hungry. And this has been sitting on my counter for a little bit, so it was probably even firmer. But, you want to use meat that has cartilage. I love the carcass. I saved my rotisserie chickens. That happened to be one large rotisserie chicken carcass, one small rotisserie chicken carcass, and 2 thighs and 2 legs raw. I just popped them into there. And like I said, I added my salt to it. I put the lid on. I filled the water to the max line, put the lid on it, 90 minutes, and you're good for go. Let's see. Lynn says, just did my restart, was keto for 2 years, slid down a hole and back on track. Welcome back, sister. Welcome back. Raina says, I'm fasting 16/8 and it helps me so much, but I need to jump on it again. And that's the other part of the strategy, you guys, is that fasting is part of my other strategy as well. I am a 16 to 18 hour girl. If you're not up to 16 to 18 hours, try starting with a 12-hour fast. I find that most people can do a 12-hour fast without any problems whatsoever, because all you're doing is cutting your food off 2 hours before bedtime, sleep 8 hours, don't eat for 2 hours after you wake up. You can have your coffee, you can have your tea, or whatever it is you drink in the morning. Try not to use creamer, try not to use sweetener, and just go with unsweetened or creamed up drinks. I mean, if you want to put butter or coconut oil or MCT or a combination in your coffee in the morning or your tea or whatever it is, that's perfectly fine. You're not going to break your fast by adding that fat. But I still feel like there are carbs in cream. We all know that might have an impact on you. But me personally, I'm just doing unsweetened, unflavored, uncreamed drinks in the morning. So if you've gone 2 hours before bedtime, 2 hours after, then in an 8-hour sleep period, you're looking at 12 hours that you've already done it. It just gets easier and easier, and go with your own rhythm. So, you might be the type of person who, as soon as you wake up, you're starving, but then you're good in the evening. So find what works for you. Good morning, Miss Sharon. Lynn says, I'm just at the point where I need the best protein to fat ratio, and I have no carbs. And zero carbing is popular. That means it's just basically protein and fat. This is not that, but if that works for you, that's great. Hey, Miss Sharon Rucker. Lynn said, I did the Instapot. I had fresh herbs in hand, threw all bones in and herbs covered with water, and did 1.5 hours. I checked to see if I could smash with fingers, and if I did, it felt like it was done. I redid it again, but it kept broth because it didn't gel again. I just don't get it, girl. Through all the bones. I'm not understanding why. I'm thinking what we're happening here is if you don't have enough bones and stuff piled up and you fill your water to the max line, you might have the ratio off of bones to water. That could only be the thing. Like I said, let me get my Instant Pot for y'all. Okay, so if you can look in here, there is a max fill line, and it is right there. Okay, it's right. Let me see. There we go. Right there. So when I'm making, right below it, it says half. My pot is full of bones up to that point right there. So basically, oh, look, it's on this outside part. That makes, wow, that makes it a lot easier. So I'm putting that much. I'm filling it up with bones, and I'm pushing it down in there, y'all. I'm putting my bones and my chicken in up until here, and then when I usually put 2 quarts of water in, it just barely covers it. Then I go ahead and add water up till I hit that line. So that's what I do. I don't go by weight because it's odd. You're using bones and meat and things like that. Like I said, 1 small chicken carcass, rotisserie chicken. I did 1 large carcass, rotisserie chicken. I deboned it. I leave the wings alone because I don't mess with those. I left that in there. I leave the skin, what's left on it there. And then I went ahead because I had a bag of, ouch, golly, ouch, sorry. Because I have a bag of those leg quarters, I just went ahead and put 2 leg quarters on top of the carcasses and then seasoned. And again, it's just jelly. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do this here. Oh, it gelled. I mean, it did it twice. The first batch gelled out, but I wanted to do another batch, and I did that. And there we go. And then I went on and on and on. So Jamie loves her bone broth. She's noticed that bones with any source of ligaments give me the best jelly, like bone broth at the end. Sure enough. Angie said I had 2 Costco chicken carcasses and 1 pound of chicken feet, and it's the most gelatinous broth ever. Yum, y'all. We are doing good. We are so blessed. Candy says, hey, Sharon Swifford. Okay. Yes. Isn't Sharon awesome? She is. She is our daily encourager. That's for sure. There we go. I got this down. So we're going to come back up in here, into my banners. So let's talk about what's next. So we know that we've already talked about limiting or avoiding sweeteners, dairy, syrups, and processed meats. All right, so let's talk about the dairy and the sweeteners and the syrups, you know, because some people are addicted to those just as much as they were to non-keto food. For me personally, y'all, I am... I've got chalk zero syrups. I got like 5 bottles of flavored syrups. And I have to tell you, I have enjoyed them this fall. I really have. I mean, I've been doing more lattes and blended stuff with my heavy cream, maybe once or twice a day even, which is not my norm, but I've just really let myself enjoy what I want. And I'm kind of backing that down. Again, this meal plan that I put together for this week basically is what I did for myself. But I think it's not fancy, and that's not meant to be. But these kind of rules are just rules, guidelines. I like that word better. Are just common sense. Dairy. We're talking about sour cream, heavy cream, cheese, yogurts, whatever dairy you do. Some women, and I know I used to be right up there with the best of the best, would live on dairy. When I gave up my sweeteners and all of that sort of stuff, sweet foods and breads and pastas, when I gave all that up, I really relied heavily on using cream in everything, cheese on everything, sour cream on everything. But as I've stayed keto over the years, I realized a little bit goes a long way. So I'm saying either limit, modify, or avoid completely. Dairy can have, again, a negative impact on you. It can affect your sinuses. It can affect your joints. It can cause inflammation. Not for everybody, but it might be doing it without you even realizing it. So if you're going to be eating clean, try going without it a little bit and then adding it in and see if you have any response, because 9 times out of 10, you'd be surprised how many people do respond to dairy. It's amazing. So, for instance, my menu today is my first meal. I'm going to do up a head of cabbage. I'm going to cook up some bacon. I'm going to do up some onion, and I'm just going to saute it all up in that bacon fat. And I'm just going to make that my first meal. Nothing special. If I wanted, I guess I could add the chicken to it, but I've been craving cabbage and bacon. So that's what I'm having. This afternoon, I'll have my bone broth, but I also have some ground beef out because I'm going to make some cauli rice. Again, I'm taking whole minimally processed ground beef. I'm going to use some riced cauliflower. I'm going to add a little bit of onion. I'm going to add a little bit of tomato, and I'm going to make my beefy cauli rice. I bought some bell peppers. I'm going to stuff those peppers with that beefy cauli rice. So we're still keeping everything whole. I might at the very end do a light sprinkle of some cheese on top. Before, I would have probably mixed it in, so it would have been cheesy on the inside and cheesy on the outside, but just enough to probably give it a little color, a little visual appeal, a little taste, and that is going to be how I'm doing it tonight. I found that I get that flavor of the cheese. I love it. I don't need a bunch of it. I'm going to sneeze. I can feel it coming on. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean to sneeze all over you. So, again, be mindful. Heavy cream. It adds up. It is something that, it's just easy to do, especially if you're the type of person who likes to put, a splash into your coffee. Me, I'm probably like 3 tablespoons to get the coffee where I like it in my big mugs, So if I'm having coffee and I've got cream in it and I got sweetener in it, and then I turn around and, I make up a little queso with some heavy cream and some cheese, you see, it starts piling up and I'm getting in sneaky or garbage or crappy carbs, however you want to put it. So that's why I am just saying, make sure that you limit, avoid, moderate with these food groups right here: sweeteners, dairy, syrups, and processed meats. Okay, dokie, let's go back to comments. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, bless you, bless you, bless you all. Y'all on Facebook loving up on Miss Sharon. Give her the lovins, give her the lovins. All right, and now moving on, let's talk about water, hydration. It seems like this is just a big, long thing, but again, it comes into play, y'all. Carbohydrates are responsible for holding water. All right. And I believe this is true. How many of us, just comment or whatever, have gone off plan over this last year? I mean, it's been tough, right? And you notice when not only do you gain weight, but then you gain water, you have water retention, you're puffy, you're swollen, your rings are tight, you maybe have water retention around your legs. Well, if those symptoms are here, and all over, think about what they're doing around your organs. Your organs are being affected by it. So for those who are just now getting back on track, we already saw this morning, we got one person just getting back on track. Remember how important your water is. I know there's some people out there who say, oh, you just drink when you're thirsty. No, not so. I could be dying of thirst and avoid water because I don't like to drink water when I'm already cool. I only like to drink water when it's super hot outside. So, prime example. So I went and had my labs done the week before last. They came back all flagged for kidney problems, flagged for liver problems. And I freaked out, you guys. I literally freaked out. I'm not talking just one little test. I'm talking about the BUN. There was like 5 numbers that popped really bad or that went red on my labs. And then I had to do a follow-up doctor's appointment this last week because of these tests. One thing that came to my mind after a night of being freaked out, thinking, oh my God, see what can happen when you go off plan? Wow, yeah, seriously. What happens when you go off plan? You are wrecking your body. And I've never had bad numbers. I've never had anything flag on my liver. I've never had anything flag on my kidneys. But all of a sudden it is. And do you know what? My BUN actually showed that, yes, according to my quack doctor, that I was dehydrated. So being dehydrated can skew your numbers. Those numbers are affecting my liver. Those numbers are affecting my kidneys. It explained the water retention, the edema, not only just by eating carbs, that'll do it, but then being dehydrated. Oh my gosh. So it's important to remember to get your water in. And you say, well, how much water do I need? Well, everybody's different. There's a couple of rules of thumb. There's like 2 rules. 2 thumbs, get it? One is to drink half of your body weight in water. That's the one. Up to, but not more than, 100 ounces, 128 ounces. The other one is, 8-ounce glasses of water a day, which is a half a gallon of water. I look at it like this. If you're getting anywhere from a half a gallon of water, which is 64 ounces, upwards of a gallon of water, I'm sure you're hydrated. But if you are falling below that 64 ounces of water, I would highly recommend that you get that water in. And think of this. If you are a person like I am who said, oh, I don't like water right now, it's too cold, but then you're turning around and you're drinking tea and you're drinking coffee, you're drinking some Diet Cokes. Well, guess what? Those things are all diuretics, which mean I was still going to the bathroom, but I wasn't replenishing my water, and I was becoming more and more dehydrated. I was having chest pains, just little fluttery ones coming and going, like, oh, guys. And now I have to go and get cleared by a cardiologist because I'm on hormone replacement therapy. So the ramifications of not drinking your water can be actually quite serious. I just say be mindful and get that 64 ounces in, okay? Let's see, back up here. Angie said, this year I've been off plan more than on plan. I have to get back on track and stay on track. No shame. Just start again and make better choices. And that at the end of the day, that's all we can do, Angie. We can just do our best, I think we've all been there and done it. And what I find to be better, earlier this year during the whole spring, when the whole pandemic thing started, all the way up through June, July, I was in beast mode. Like, I would try so hard to get back on track, and then I would give in to whatever. And then I'm like, I started making excuses. What I was doing was feeding my addiction. I was giving myself permission to eat off plan, and I went all out on that. All out. Okay. It took really some hard choices, and even into August, September, little blips here and there. I don't care if it was me deciding it was okay to eat some pineapple, whatever it was, I was, still doing it. Focus on those fats, lean into your group, lean into your friends, lean into your families, and stay on track. Okay, so, Elaine says, wow, you're right. I totally forget about it, water, unless I have it in a jug in front of me. I have got to carry it with me everywhere I go, or I'll do the same thing. I'll lose it. And the thing is, I'm actually thirsty. They say that if you are thirsty, like if you have it, you're already into dehydration. And I would believe it. That doctor of mine, he's like, well, your BUN did show that you were just a little dehydrated. No, dude, I wasn't a little bit hydrated. I know I was super hydrated. My legs are swollen. I have edema. I'm having chest pain. I'm having muscle cramps. My stomach is hurting. I'm getting, just like there was signs and symptoms of dehydration big time. But again, this is the same doctor who said that, I wasn't in menopause and my symptoms weren't menopause related. So anywho, I have been every day since I got those lab results last Monday, 1 week ago today, I have been mindful of drinking water every single day. I measure out my water in the morning and it helps me. Yes. Great info on the water and not other drinks. I just gave up Diet Coke, now trying to give up Walmart carbonated water and drink more actual water. Was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, stage 3A. So it's restarting lazy keto today. 30 carbs. 30 carbs. Gotcha. Uh, yeah, it's important because somebody's like, hey, well, if I don't like water, can I drink sparkling water, unflavored, unsweetened sparkling water? Yes, you can. I will say though, and you can, because there are some people who just, I would say that's a better choice than a Coke or tea or sweet teas and sweetened stuff like that for sure. I notice though that I still end up with a little retention when I start drinking too many sparkling waters. With anything and everything, it's moderation. The things that we need to be doing are filling up on our whole foods, our clean foods, our water. Those are the things that we need abundance of in our lives. We don't need to do it sporadically. We need to do it regularly. When it comes down to diet colas, sparkling waters, keto candy or chips, or, these are the things that we do in moderation. These are the things that we allow ourselves. Think back 40, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Okay, I'm 55 years old. Growing up, we did not have pizza night at our house. I don't even know, and none of my friends did either. Going through elementary school, going through into high school, we didn't have a designated pizza night. There wasn't bowls of chips laying around for us to constantly eat on. I mean, it was a rare treat, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Not to say that we didn't have ice cream and stuff, but it wasn't something that was in the freezer for all the time. In this world that we live in now, it's overindulgence on everything. Keep your freezer stocked with ice cream. Have pizza every single Friday night. Have your huge country breakfast. It's nonstop bombardment of all of these foods. I remember about 2 or 3 times a year, my dad and my mom would load us kids up and we would drive to the big cities and we'd go to an actual ice cream parlor. It was the most exciting thing when we were kids, like a true ice cream parlor, and get something really indulgent, like one of those big family bowls of ice cream. Now it's normal. There's TV shows about that shit. You can do that stuff. It's available all the time now, So we have to go back to, hey, I meant to eat whole, clean foods and limit the other stuff. It shouldn't be a daily. If you can't break the habit, it's a habit that needs to be broken. Wow, I need to write that down. Somebody write that down and send it to me. I don't even know how I said it right now, but I liked how it sounded. Oh, good morning, Melissa. Moderation for sure. So, all right, let me come back over here and see if I got this here. Did I cover carbohydrates, clean eating, limitations? Yes, I did. So, guys, this is me going forward. I am fixing to, like I said, do the cabbage and bacon this morning. I'm fixing to get in my kitchen and cook. I'm going to be drinking my water. This afternoon, I will enjoy some of this. So, the way I've got this right now, I could have this afternoon. I probably do about 10 ounces. So 32, 64, 74. I've got about 80 ounces right here. So that's a week's worth. But my husband loves this stuff too. Plus, I'm going to cook with it. So I probably will make a little bit more of that. When I do another live with the cooking live this week, I don't know if it'll be today. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, guys. Take a look at the meal plan that I put out for everybody. And if there's your favorite thing that you want to see me make, I'll pop in while I'm making clean food. How's that sound? Okay. I appreciate you guys coming in. I encourage you to have a wonderful week. Eat clean, make smart choices. Okay. Modify where you need to, and use group over there on Facebook. For you people over on YouTube and you're watching this, make sure that you're a member of the group. And I already have this clean eating holiday strategy posted at the top of the page, so it won't go away. Use that to post pictures of your broth, of your meals, ask your questions, reach out for support, share your victories. Let's make this rest of 2020 ours. Let's own it. Let's make it ours. I almost cussed again, but I'm not going to. Somebody's sneaking by. I don't know why she does that. They watched you do it.
They're not supposed to be paying attention to me.
Okay. Good morning, sweet girl. All right, guys. I will be popping in throughout the week. I love y'all. Take care. I want to see those pictures. I want to see those comments in the group. I want to see those clean meals. Thank you, guys, and have a wonderful rest of the week.